What's going on, guys? It is Joe back again with another video here. We're going to talk about Kansas State. We're going to talk about the transfer portal a little bit more, and one guy in particular. I'm sure you saw the title. I'm sure you saw the thumbnail. We'll talk about RaeQuan Battle going forward. But first, let me say thank you for watching the last video I posted talking about the portal and 3 guys I'd like to end up in Manhattan. It's doing pretty well, and I appreciate everyone that not only watched, but also reacted on social media or even commented below and just gave me some thoughts. I'm really appreciative of that, so thank you so much for everyone just watching it. But the bread and the butter, the meat and potatoes here, we're going to talk about RaeQuan Battle. Before we get into things, talking about the transfer portal, talking about Battle, let me say, first of all, shout out to Laura. She's KSU mom. She's on Twitter. She's very vocal about the transfer portal and all the players she wants. The one player that she's been consistently speaking into existence since that Montana State game has been RaeQuan Battle. And if you don't know the name, if you don't remember the name RaeQuan Battle, go back and watch the highlights. The guy that dropped 30 on K-State from Montana State, that's the guy we're talking about. The dude is unbelievable. So good. Unbelievable player. And when you think about a player, you want to bring somebody in like a RaeQuan Battle. The reason you bring him in, and it's not just the main reason, but it's something that he does. He immediately sells tickets. And it's not just his name. The guy is a walking bucket, a walking highlight reel. My one prescription for you, my one recommendation here. After you finish up this video, go look up some RaeQuan Battle highlights, and if the first 5 dunks you see don't absolutely blow your mind, come back to the comment section and say, Joe, you're a stupid idiot, you're wrong, I hate you, this is why. I deserve it at that point. This guy has been unbelievable to watch, and even just watching one game, I was hooked. And I have some key thoughts, some different reasons why I think he's going to end up as a Kansas State Wildcat. The biggest selling point is his points per game. I mean, he averages almost 18 points a game, 17.9 per game. And I know we talked about Max Abmas and Aaron Estrada, who both are upwards of 20 points. Battle is an unbelievable volume player. And I know that 17, 18 is less than 20. This dude can ball. This dude can absolutely ball. Not only is he a ticket seller, he's an athlete. The guy is ready to go. And I talked about Aaron Estrada. I talked about Max Abmas, and I still want both those guys on the roster. But if there's a spot for RaeQuan Battle, it doesn't matter where he's at in the lineup. He is going to be unbelievable. Now, the elephant in the room here, I'm not going to lie, there's 1,000 teams interested in the guy. Let me read you this list here so you know in real time what we're dealing with, who we're up against here. John Rothstein tweeted it out. Shout out John Rothstein. He's how I notice anything in the college sports world. Montana State transfer RaeQuan Battle tells me he's receiving interest from the following programs. Let me clear my throat. This is going to take a minute. Georgia Tech, Alabama, Kansas State, shout out to those boys, Cal, Texas Tech, Oregon, UCLA, Wake Forest, Texas, Oklahoma, Memphis, LSU, LMU, Clemson, UCF, Utah State, and Louisville. 17 teams are interested in RaeQuan Battle, and there's a reason why. The guy is an unbelievable athlete, an unbelievable player, and if you missed out, if you didn't see any of his stuff, go back and watch that Montana State game. If you can't figure out which one Battle is by the first 13 seconds, you're looking at the wrong video. He stands out on every tape, and that's against a team like Kansas State, where we're an unbelievable highlight dunk throwing down team. I don't know for a fact, but doesn't it seem a little too convenient that K-State starts off super duper slow in the recruitment process, in the transfer portal, when everybody's mentioning Kansas State? Hey, I've heard from Kansas State. I've heard from K-State. These guys are coming for me. I want this. RaeQuan Battle doesn't enter until the first wave of good players are already essentially on their way, or they know where they want to go. K-State didn't jump at LJ Cryer. They didn't jump at Tremont Mark, and I know I talked about it in the last video, said we missed out on him. I had a good guy bring it up and say, hey, you got to focus on the fit here. The fit is not right unless you can meet with the guys first. So I'm not going to jump here and bang the drum and say we missed out on anybody, but maybe K-State wasn't as invested in these guys as we thought. You think about LJ Cryer, like maybe part of the reason he wanted away from Baylor was because he wanted away from Baylor. Jerome Tang is still part of Baylor down in his core. Like, he had a big piece of that franchise. And moving away from that, like going to Tang, doesn't really strip you of that, I guess. RaeQuan Battle has the ability to come into a K-State team that's already been an Elite 8 team. They've already been incredible, and learn from Jerome Tang, one of the best coaches in the country. Obviously, the coach of the year. Everybody knows how good this dude is. And Jerome Tang, while we're at it, in the postgame line, if you've watched this, I don't have the clip fully, but just trust my word on this one. I've given you no reason to, but go ahead and do it anyway. The longest part of the line here, usually it's guys doing handshakes saying, hey, great game, great game. The longest conversation was between RaeQuan Battle and Jerome Tang. And while I'm sure you're not going, hey, man, transfer, we want you right now, they're probably just saying, you are an unbelievable player, dude. You are incredible. We have to, send mountains at you to stop you. You are so good. If it ever arises, give us a phone call. Not saying transfer, but just saying, if you do transfer, let us know. We need a phone call. This dude is incredible. And I've talked about some of the stats. I've talked about his ability. I'm just excited to see where he lands. I think if he's going Big 12, he goes to K-State. And you can't tell me why not. If any team has been more loud, has been more vocal on social media about why a player deserves to come to them, it's been K-State, man. You see the Squidward pointing memes, which Some people are upset by that. Some people don't like them. I am all for the Squidward pointing memes. And I think the biggest reason guys like Max Abmas and guys like Aaron Estrada come to K-State is the fan base. I mean, it's a fan base. You see the energy in Bramlage. Like, it's the Octagon of Doom for a reason. And it starts on social media, recruiting guys. That's what we do. We're Kansas State. We bring the good players to us. And in case you didn't know, we've got a 5-star kid, David Castillo, who's considering K-State on Tuesday night. We've got so much more to talk about. But if K-State can land RaeQuan Battle, Aaron Estrada aside, if you get Max Abmas, RaeQuan Battle, this is a Big 12 champion team. It is. And I will stand by that word. And I want to say thanks again for all the support on the channel. I don't really know the schedule yet. We're just going to talk about K-State news as things come out. But I want to say thank you guys so much for watching all the videos. If you like the video, go ahead and subscribe. This is definitely not going to be the last K-State video by any means. But let me know your thoughts on RaeQuan Battle and different guys you might want in his place. If not, I'm a huge RaeQuan Battle guy, so I'm going to go to bat for him in the comments. Let me know what you think. Thank you again for watching, and go Cats, my friends.